Hello everyone, this is Lalita ma'am and once again I welcome you to my virtual classroom. In the previous video, we have discussed about some of the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and in this video we are going to study about what are the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now what do you mean by a physical property? Physical property is nothing but it is the characteristics of any substance which you observe or that can be measured without changing the identity of any substance. For example, like color, density, hardness, these are the physical properties. And a chemical property, on the other hand, it describes the ability of any substance to undergo some chemical change. Okay, or to change the chemical composition, you can say. So without changing the chemical identity, you cannot measure the chemical property of any substance. So let us discuss about these physical properties of metals and non-metals in detail. Now the different physical properties of metals and non-metals are like physical state, means related to what is the state of that particular substance, then luster means shine, then color means generally what color do these metals and non-metals possess, then hardness, whether it is hard or soft, then malleability means the ability to be beaten into thin sheets, then ductility, ability of the substance to be converted into thin wires, then thermal conductivity means whether a metal or a non-metal is able to conduct the heat through it, and then electrical conductivity, whether a metal is or non-metal is able to conduct electricity through it. So let us discuss the first physical property, that is physical state. As you all know, there are three different states of matter: solids, liquids and gases. So matter exists in these three states. So metals generally, all the metals are solid at room temperature. If you talk about the room temperature, then at room temperature all the metals are almost like they are solid. But there is an exception, like mercury. In the image you can observe that mercury, it is in the form of a liquid. So mercury is the only liquid which exists in liquid state at room temperature. Then what about non-metals? Are they also in solid form? Let us see. Now all the non-metals, they are either solids or gases at room temperature. Generally they might be either in the solid form or in the gaseous form. Now bromine is the only non-metal which is considered as an exception because it exists as liquid at room temperature. Now in the image you can see that red colored liquid, that is bromine. So bromine is the non-metal that exists as liquid. Except bromine, all other non-metals are solids or either gases in state. So all the gases come under non-metals. Okay. Now the next physical property. Now the next physical property is luster. Now this luster property you might have observed in the jewelry shop. Yes, when you go to the jewelry shop to purchase some jewelries, you might have seen all the new ornaments or jewelries shining so much. So that shine is because of the luster property. So most of the metals, they have this shine or luster on their surface. Example, gold, silver, etc. Okay, now this shining property or this luster property is used for making jewelry and other decorative items. It is because of this luster property that metals are used for making jewelry and some decorative items. Now what about non-metals? Non-metals, on the other hand, they have a dull surface. Mostly they occur either in the powdered form. Exception is iodine and also graphite. Where do we use graphite? Graphite is used in the lead of the pencil. So this black colored part, it is graphite. And also iodine, it shows some luster. Now, the next physical property is color. What about the colors of metals and non-metals? Most of the metals, they are white or silvery gray. Okay, usually you might have seen silver. Silver is little white or like grayish in color. Then exception is gold. But gold is neither white nor gray. It is yellow in color. Also, you might have seen copper utensils. So, copper utensils, they are reddish brown in color. What about the color of metals and non-metals? Most of the metals, they have white color or silvery gray color. But there are some exceptional cases in the metals also. Like if you talk about gold, it is yellow in color. Okay, if you talk about copper, it is reddish brown in color. So this copper and gold, they both are also metals, but they are neither white nor silverish gray. But if you talk about some of the non-metals like chlorine gas, chlorine is greenish yellow colored gas. And also if you remember in the previous slides, I had shown you the bromine, which is a red colored liquid. Yes, so bromine is a non-metal which is in liquid form, but the color of the bromine is reddish in color. So this is about the colors of metals and non-metals. Now the next property is hardness. Most of the metals, they are hard. Yes, if you have observed this copper, if I hit it, this is hard. Yes, isn't it? But there are some exceptional cases. If I use a knife to cut it, can I do that? No, I cannot. So, but if you talk about sodium and potassium, even though they are metals, but still they can be cut with a knife. They are so soft that they can easily be cut with knife. So, they are exceptions. Then what about non-metals? Non-metals, they are generally soft. But then again, there is an exception, that diamond, it is the very hardest known substance, and diamond is also used for cutting glasses as well. Yes, so it is so hard, so that is why it comes under exception. Okay, usually non-metals are soft, but diamond is an exception which is hardest known substance, we can say. Now the next property is malleability. Now malleability of any substance or any metal means the ability of the metal or the property of a metal so that you can turn it into thin sheets. Now if you look into the image, aluminium foil, the foil paper which you use for wrapping your foodstuffs, chapatis, for your tiffin. So that aluminium foil, you are able to transform the aluminium metal by beating, and then after beating it transforms into thin sheet. So that property is being used. So this property of the metal to be beaten into thin sheets is known as malleability. Example, gold, silver, copper. Again, we can use this copper. This is we can make this copper container because of the ability of the copper to be beaten into thin sheet. Same way aluminium foil, same way gold jewelries, and so on. But what about non-metals? Non-metals are so brittle that they cannot be beaten into sheets. If you try to beat non-metal, it will break up into break up into different parts. Now ductility. Ductility is the property of a metal to be transformed into thin wires, and it is because of this property of the metal that copper wires are used for making electrical connections at home. And also gold and silver, they are used for making jewelries. Yes, gold and silver, they are so ductile that you can transform them into thin wires and make different jewelries, beautiful jewelries from it. But on the other hand, non-metals, you cannot transform them into wires, so they are brittle. Then the next physical property is thermal conductivity. Now what is thermal conductivity? Thermal conductivity is the property of any substance to conduct heat through it. So where do we use this thermal conductivity property? Yes, you are right. We use it for making cooking utensils. So cooking utensils, they have good thermal conductivity and they carry heat easily from one part to the other part. That is why they are used for cooking food. Now metals, they are good conductors of heat, and among the all the metals are good conductors, but among them silver is the best conductor. But then why not we cook in silver utensils? Yes, we can, but can we afford those cooking utensils? It depends. If you can afford, you can go for it. Okay, then non-metals, they are poor conductors of heat. So, but again, there is an exception, that diamond, even though it is a non-metal, but still it is a very good conductor of heat. Then next is electrical conductivity. Now what is electrical conductivity? Metals are good conductors of electricity. Now electrical conductivity means the ability of the metal or the ability of the substance to carry electricity through it. Okay, so metals, they are good conductors of electricity, and that is why they are used for making electrical wires and electrical cables. On the other hand, non-metals, they are poor conductors of electricity. But again, graphite, this graphite is a good conductor of electricity. If you remove this wooden part in the pencil and you use this lead of the pencil and connect this lead with the two connecting wires, and using a cell try to glow a small bulb, you will be surprised to see that this lead can be used, or it allows the electricity to pass through them. Even though it is a non-metal, but still it is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, I hope you are clear with all the physical properties that we have discussed in this video. For the next part, just wait. Thank you.